Jon Smidt, and today I'm here with another video of my favorite car in the whole wide world, the Fiat 500 Abarth. Well, instead of making a middle-of-the-road advertisement, I decided to shoot my video in, literally, the middle of the road. And, well, before you freak out, don't worry, it's an empty road, no one uses it anyways, and I'm looking over my shoulder every 10 seconds here. So, without any further ado, I'm gonna get to the video. If you guys like it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. I have a whole lot of fun making these videos, and if you guys want to see more, let me know, because I'll definitely keep on pushing them out. So you want to get a Fiat 500 Abarth. Well, this is the video for you. If you don't want to get one, don't watch it, because I may persuade you otherwise. Why is the car beeping? I don't know. Anyways, guys, my name is Jon Smidt, and today I'm going to tell you the top reasons why you should pick one of these bad boys up. Reason number one, you can get one for pretty damn cheap. I did a quick search on Auto Tempest and I found models with about 25 to 50,000 miles within the $10,000 to $13,000 price range. It's cheap. You can't even get a Nissan Altima for that much. That's for both automatics and manual gearboxes. Now, I would recommend getting this car in a manual gearbox. It's what it's made for. However, automatic models aren't actually that bad. The one I have here is, fortunately, an automatic. I could not find a manual in my area for a decent price. But this this automatic is quite good. It's an Asian assembled unit. It shifts quite quickly, brings you to red line almost every time. And really, I can't complain too much. It's just a good transmission overall. It's fun. In addition to that transmission, which is pretty damn good for an automatic, you get a whole lot more with this vehicle. You get tight steering, tight throttle response, really, really beautiful, just fantastic exhaust note. I can't put it any other way other than just being great. All around, it's a fun car. Yeah, it's not the most luxurious. Like I said in my previous video, it's definitely not the fastest. In fact, it's pretty damn slow at 7 seconds 0 to 60. That's not breaking any records by any stretch of the imagination. But it's just so much fun. You get that Euro classic driving feel in a car that, well, it's made by Chrysler. Well, okay, I'm gonna get a whole lot of hate for saying that, but it's partially made by Chrysler, not 100%. Getting a reliable vehicle, one that will last you many of years to come, and that's fun. There's a whole lot of things going for this vehicle that I highlighted in my previous video, but seriously, why would you buy a Nissan Altima that's owned by Renault and you're getting a crap box? I think reliability on this thing is honestly better. JDM doesn't matter here. This is a Euro car. You're getting the Euro experience. You also may be paying the Euro price for repairs, but hey, that's just part of it. At least it's not an Audi or BMW or anything like that. It's way cheaper because you bring it to, guess it, a Mopar facility to get it serviced if you want to do that. Mopar, that's Dodge, Chrysler, Alpha actually serviced there too. So what I'm getting at here is, if you want a luxury vehicle, one that has a very smooth ride quality, luxurious leather everywhere, everything soft to the touch, well-rounded, touch screen, expensive look. If you want any of that, don't get this car. But if you want a car that will get you from point A to point B, you'll have a whole lot of fun doing it. You can bring this on track days. People will always be like, whoa, what the hell is that? Can I see it? Can I see under the engine? Can I see the interior? Can I drive it? Can I, be in the passenger seat? You want to get asked all those questions all the time because you have something truly unique like this, I'd say go for it, 100%. For this price range, you can't get anything better. You can't beat it. Now, I want you to know, this isn't the perfect car. It's far from the perfect car. You're sacrificing a hell of a lot when you get this car. One of the things you can't do is work on it. Even if you're competent and a pretty good understanding, you're not going to be able to put your hands in here at all. You're just not. There's just not enough room. And hey, that may be okay for some of you. That may be a complete deal breaker. You can't even do your own oil changes on it easily because the oil filter is mounted upside down halfway through the engine. You take that sucker off and you're getting oil on the inside of your engine bay, which is fine for some. You avoid getting it on any sensor, because if those go bad, you're paying a few hundred for each sensor, and that's just not right in my opinion. But there are other things you are definitely sacrificing on, and that's in the interior. I'll bring you guys inside and you can see what I'm talking about. So from the outside, you're probably gonna be like, damn, that's a good looking car. And yeah, it actually is. But you walk up to the door and you're like, hey, let me get in my new Fiat. You grab the handle and you open it and you're like, that's already pretty cheap. In fact, that's very cheap. It doesn't, it just, you can hear that rattles. It doesn't feel right. You're like, okay, that's not good. So then you step in and you take a seat on the beautiful leather seats if you get it in this package. And then you're like, okay, all right, that's not too bad. Shut the door. Okay, it's got a pretty good door slamming noise if you're into that sort of thing. You reach in your pocket, you grab your key doohickey thing here, flip it up, put that in, and why is the car beeping at me? Why is the car beeping? I don't know. And then you're like, okay, wait, I know. It's because I didn't put my seatbelt on. Something the car does every single time you turn it on. If you don't have your seatbelt on before turning it on, it'll beep at you like you're a crazy man. You're gonna drive 100 miles an hour without a seatbelt. It's like, I just got in the vehicle. Give me a break. Anyways, like, okay, gauge cluster is pretty cool. Hit the sport button. Italicized font, and it gets even cooler. You show your G's and all that good stuff. And you're like, okay, that's pretty dope. Steering wheel, it's a little bit chunky, or as I like to say, chonky, which, you know, it honestly is. I mean, especially at this point right here where you grab it, I mean, it's like my whole hand can't even really wrap around it since it's so large. Get the nice Abarth logo, but then you look around and you're like, oh, this is a nice, not leather, it's nice plastic, and you're like, okay, well, that's not too great. And then you turn the radio on. Oopsies, my battery died. Well, sorry about that, but as I was saying, right here, you go to the audio infotainment system here, and it's pretty trash. I mean, it looks like it's from like the 2005 era. I mean, it looks really bad, especially for this model. It's a 2015. It's like you have a nice LED gauge cluster here. Everything's automatic. There's not a needle anywhere to be found. It's all, you know, digitized. And then you come here and you're like, what the hell? It's, you know, 8-bit. It looks terrible. The font looks terrible. You have these really cheap buttons and everything, and if you look down, it kind of continues. You have the best button in the whole car, the sport button, which, I mean, honestly, without it, this car would be terrible. I do appreciate how they went for the whole, you know, circle styling here. Everything is a circle. You know, that's circle, a circle, 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 you know, circle everywhere. But it just looks terrible, and I have no idea what that does. I think that's just like an empty kind of panel that they stuck a piece over just to make it look cool. But your window controls, it's a bit weird how they're in the center here. I would have appreciated if they put it on the side, but you don't get that. Instead, on the doors, you get a handle here. And yes, this is a handle, even though it looks like a holder. Trust me, it's a handle. I'll get to that in just a second. And then you have your mirror adjusters. So for the passenger, they're always like clawing and grabbing here like they're a cat. They don't know where to put the windows up at, and it's because it's here, and you'd never think it's here where the gear selector is, not where it should be on the door. Regardless, like I said, the doors on the inside are both ingenious and incredibly stupid at the same time. For example, right? You lock the car by pushing the door handle in, which is really cool, and then it shows a little bit of red there just to show it's locked. And to unlock it, you pull it a bit. And then to open it, you do is you're supposed to pull it towards you. That unlatches the door, and then you push it open. Now, something that really is stupid with this car is when you grab it, right, you can't really grab it and use it to open the door because, again, just like the outside handle, it's very flimsy. It's like, it moves a lot. I don't have a whole lot of confidence that it won't just fall off if I put all my weight into opening it like a normal car. So what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to, with your forearm, you're supposed to unlatch it here, and then with your elbow/forearm, you're supposed to push the door open. You can do that, and this handle here, if you have two hands, which I don't right now because one of them's holding the camera, if you did, you're supposed to, you know, open it here and then use the handle here to open the door physically. So, again, something that I appreciate they went with the retro styling with the 500 since it's been around since, what, the 50s, the 60s maybe? It's an old car. They wanted to, you know, put some retro parts here and there in chrome, but again, I think it's dumb. They should just put a regular handle here. And then once you're in the car itself, you'll notice how high you're sitting. I mean, you're pretty damn high. You don't really, you know, think you're gonna be sitting this high, but that's just a thing. It's one of the weird quirks about the Fiat. And funny enough, when the engineers were asked why they chose such a high seating position here, you know what they said? They said they want you to see eye to eye with other drivers when you're looking at them when you pull up. I kid you not, that's literally their justification for it. If you're the same height as other drivers, apparently that makes you just as manly and cool as they do. But I'd rather be lower because handling would be better, but regardless, handling's pretty good. Come over here, plastic. It's cool how they match the paint, but plastic, 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 plastic. Fold the armrest down, and guess what? Flimsy plastic and fake leather on top. Not the best. Again, this cool piece here, plastic, unfortunately. The main theme of this car is plastic. I mean, everything. Plastic. I mean, you kind of expect that to be plastic, but hey, plastic everywhere. The automatics, they're cheaper, which, you know, shouldn't be a thing. The manual should be cheaper, but hey, the automatics are cheaper in this car. And it's got the faux shifting, so, you know, you see the plus and minus there near the knob. You can manually select which gear you're in, which, you know, it's better than nothing. And I think it's a solid transmission. Like I said, it handles it really well. It's great. One last thing I want to mention that for some of you may be super annoying. On the stock tune, right? If you want to rev it, right? And you're like, oh, cool, I want to show off this awesome exhaust and park to my friends. See that? Even if I go to 100% throttle, I'm stuck at 3,000 RPM. So if you want to do rev, you got to do quick blips. So the reason Fiat did that is because they feel as if you can damage your engine if you over rev it in park, which I don't think that's necessarily true. Who am I to say? I'm not an engineer. I don't put these things out. I can see their argument, and it's probably for the best, but at the same time, really, Fiat? Really? But to make up for it, they give you a nice turbo sport gauge. So if we get out and we're like, all right, how much room do we have in our vehicle? How much stuff, how much crap can we carry? And you come around to the back and you open the lift gate, and the answer is quite a decent amount. I mean, here's my backpack, my Thule, whatever the hell backpack. I'm not good at pronouncing things. Here in the back, plenty of room. Plenty of room. I have a Beat speaker back here. Don't recommend it. Doesn't sound very good, but hey, if you want that, you can get that. And then you have the exhaust, which it's fantastic. Anyways, that's the end of my video here. If you guys want to see more Fiat 500 Abarth videos, please let me know by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because I'll be sure to put out more content. If you'd like to see any other videos, any other cars, put it down in the description below, because chances are I could probably get my hands on one of them. I live near a lot of cool people with very interesting cars, so for sure, definitely let me know. Anyways, Jon Smidt out. Thanks for watching, guys.